So today we are going to see that concatenation first, and then we can see the normal forms. So concatenation means take two values and concatenate those two values, like show it as a single value. That's it. Append those two values side by side, append those two values side by side and show it as a single value. That is what the concatenation. Let's see that concatenation. How do we apply that concatenations here? And also we have NOT operator, guys, and we'll see that what is this NOT operator, how these NOT operators will work. We'll see that one after this concatenation today's session. So now see here, concatenation. In order to concatenate, we are going to use a plus operator, guys. Usually this is mathematical sum operator, not mathematical addition operator. And if we are going to use this operator on the string values, then it will become concatenate operator. If we are going to use this same addition operator, mathematical addition operator, that is what plus operator, against the integer values, that is what number based values, then it will work as a mathematical addition operator. So now here this concatenate operation will do against strings or character based values only. Usually we are going to do these concatenations on the string or character based values, guys. See now here, let's say let me connect it to our database, guys. I already shared you all the SQLs. I'm not sure which one we are using, 702, I think so. Yeah. So now I connected to 702 database. See now here, guys, I already shared you this person table, lot of tables other day. 13.6 is the class nodes number. That number, the node that class node number is 13.6, guys. Go there and check it out. You will see all the SQLs to create the person table and store the data. There you can check it out. So this is my person table, and I am going to displaying first name, middle name, last name like this. These are the three columns I am displaying. So now these are the three columns, first name, middle name, last name. We are displaying as a separate columns, but I want display as a one single column. All these three names, first name, middle name, last name, as a single column. So here see that we are using plus operator to concatenate first name and middle name, and whatever will come after concatenation of first name and middle name, again we are concatenating that value with the last name. So now let's see this one. I am going to execute this SQL query. It will give now here. See that Robert yes Robert is showing Robert yes Robert, Robert J Robert, it is showing Robert J Robert, and Robert M Robert, it is showing Robert M. And why it is showing concatenation of these three values are showing up null? Because here Robert plus null. Robert plus null means unknown value. Robert plus some unknown value is equal to some unknown value. Guys, Robert plus unknown value is equal to unknown value. And unknown value is plus Robert. Again, unknown value plus Robert is nothing but unknown value. Null represents something unknown value. Okay, guys. So we can handle this. How do we avoid these nulls while concatenating three values, and one of the value is having a null? Sir, I don't want to include this null in the concatenation. If any one of the value is having nulls, skip these nulls. Don't include these nulls, and this time just concatenate only these two. Automatically you can skip this null. And now go ahead and concatenate only these two. How do we do this? By using the null functions we can do that. That will cover later. Just today we are introducing the concatenation. For suppose here, these are the name style is integer value, email promotion is also integer value. When we are going to concatenating these two, and this time this plus operator will work as a mathematical sum operator. That is what the addition operator. Let's see this now. See that, guys, name style and the email promotion, it is showing sum. 0 plus 0 equal to 0, 0 plus 1 1, 0 plus 2 2, 0 plus 0 0, 0 plus 1 1. So this is nothing but a mathematical sum operation. Okay, for suppose first name is there, sir. Here we are doing that concatenation of first name column and email promotion. Here the problem is the first name is character based value, email promotion is integer based value. When we are going to concatenate two different types of values, it will throw the error. It can't concatenate two different types of values, because first name is character based value, that is varchar data type, and email promotion is integer, that is what number, that is what integer. So if I am going to execute this one, it will throw the error saying that conversion error will come. conversion failed while converting n varchar value to data type int. So that means when you are going to use this plus symbol, these two columns should be same data type. That could be either varchar or else that could be number based. That can be 2 integers or 2 float or 2 decimal or 2, both should be character based values, or else both should be integers. Then only this plus will work. If it is character based value, then it will work as the plus operator will work as a concatenate operator. Otherwise, if these two columns are integer based columns, then the plus operator will work as a mathematical addition operator. So now this is fine. So now here when I am going to display this one, first name and last name, let's say from person table. Guys, we have one function, concat function, that will come later. So now first name, middle name, last name, first name plus middle name plus last name from person table. So now here I want to put some space characters between Robert and S and Robert. Between first name and middle name, put some space. So for that, you see that now first we are concatenating first name with some space character, and then we are concatenating middle name, and then again middle name we are going to concatenate with the space, and then last name. So here the plus symbol operator will work as a concatenate operator, since the data type of these columns are characters. See now here, Robert space S space Robert. Okay. So this is what, guys, and we have concat function. By using this concat function also we can concatenate two values. Let's see here, chread SQL trainer. These are the two values, and these two values will be concatenated. Let's execute this one. So these two values are concatenated, chread SQL trainer, and this concat function will take only two parameters, guys. This is one value and this is another value. It will take only two values, and these two values will be concatenated. See now here we are concatenating first name and middle name from person table. Concat is a function, guys, and if I execute this one, the concat function will concatenate first name and middle name like this. See now here the same concat function, I am going to concatenate these three values. Let's see how do we concatenate these three. First I am concatenating first name and middle name. Now I am going to use this same concat function. So take this value as it is, whatever will come, and then I am going to concatenate that one with the last name. That's it, guys. You see that I use the concat function twice. First I am concatenating first name and middle name. Whatever will come on top of that, again I am concatenating with the last name. So this is how we can use this concat function. Let's see that in this case, guys, the concat function will ignore the nulls. If Robert null is there, so it will ignore the null and it will take only Robert. And Robert, and it will show that Robert. Let's see this now, guys. See that now, wherever null is there, it is ignored the null. Only it is these two are displaying. Okay. This is what the concat function. So now, sir, no sir, if I want to display space character, sir, then in this case what we need to do, guys? In this case, if you want space, by using same concat, first I need to concatenate this is a first name with one space. After that concatenate with the middle name. See that complication here, middle name. And after that again I need to concatenate that after middle name again I need to concatenate with one more space. Concatenate this one with one more space. And again I need to concat this output, whatever output will come now. I need to concat that one with the last name. Guys, where is this last name? And say comma here. Okay, guys, so now see, this is what here it is. And if I execute this one, and this time it will give, you see that now. So now here these two are concatenated here like this, and the space is also there, and these two are these three are concatenated, null is ignored and space is here. Okay, so like this we can apply by using concat function also. So this is what the concatenation of the values, guys. So and next we have another concept called NOT. How do we use NOT operators? So NOT operator, guys, actually we have to discuss this one before, much earlier, but looks like I missed this one. So NOT operator is like So just specifying the condition, not equal, not like, not within this range, something like that. Similar to that, we are going to see the not operators. You see that now here, write a query to display the employees whose name is not equal. So we are going to talking about more and more about the not equal operator, not like this, not within this range, not between this range, something like that. See now here, I want to display all the employees whose name is not equal to these two names, Greg and Miles. So what we can say, whose where f name not in, see that not in these two values. If you say in these two values, so only matching with these two values. But here I said not in, that means except these two values and display all the employees with other names. Not in means except these two values, Greg and Miles, except these two, display all other employees. Who display all other employees with the other names. That's what here it is. Okay. And the similar way here, from employee table, whose f name not equal to Greg. The same query, guys, we can write like this. Same query we are writing like this, not equal to Greg or not equal to Miles. Okay, it will also give the employees except these two people, except these two. That's what not in. Either we can write like this or else we can write like this. Okay. And write a query to display the employees who are having any departments. That is what, who are belongs to any department. That means I want to display employees who are belongs to some departments. So in this case I am going to say that whoever is having not null, so whose department ID is a not null, I want to display them. That means they are having some department ID. Not null means they are all having some department IDs. Whatever the ID it is, I don't care. So this is what not null represents. Okay. See now, this is all the people whoever is having some department IDs. Okay, similar way now here. So write a query to display the records whose first name not starts with A. Not starts with A. So not like. See that here, not like yes percentage. So that means the remaining other records whose first name starts with other characters except A, other characters. So this not is the keyword we are going to use it to define not equal, not like, not null, something like that, guys. Okay, not in, not between. Okay, so write a query to display the persons whose the first name not starts with AN. So that we are using not like. Or now here write a query to display the persons whose first name not starts with A and not ends with S. Not starts with A and not starts with S, like this. And also we can say that whose the first name. Let me put some more, guys. Write a query to display the employees or persons whose the first name okay, I will do like this. Not persons, display the employees whose the salaries not between. See that everywhere we are using we are trying to get a not with this condition, and other records I want to display that. So similar to that, write a query to display the employees whose salaries not between 1 and 18,000, not between this range and other values. Or else you can say that 1000 and okay, let's say 1500 and 18,000 between this range, and except other salaries I want to display that. So now how do we display that? Take the data from employee table, which records where employee salary not between. Usually we have to say between. If you say between 1500 and 18,000, it will display only these whoever is having salaries between these two values. Now we are going to use not between. See that here the not operator is there with the is keyword, between keyword, like keyword, and the equal operator. The not equal operators. So now here if I execute this one, it will display the employees except this range. You see that this is all thousands and this is all 20,000 plus. Not within this range. Okay, let's see that is there any employees within this range? Is there any employees within this range salaries? I'm just checking out, guys. Yeah, there are so many people. 16 people are there here with this range. All these people are ignoring. Okay, that's what here, not operators. This is, I missed this one, guys. I didn't see this file. It was there in our daily notes, but somehow I didn't see this one. Okay, so this is not operators, guys, and go ahead and practice these not operators. Okay, this is very important, guys. Okay, not operators and all concatenations. Practice it today, and now we are moving on to the normal forms. Now we are going to see the normal forms, guys. What is the normal forms? So now here, guys, normalization is a concept where we are going to apply some rules while designing the tables. See that here we can ask the questions ourselves. We have the database and we have the tables, and these database tables are having some columns, right? Sir, how we can decide a table should contain only that columns? How can we decide? There are some rules. So we are not going to blindly going to create a table with the columns. There are some rules, we are going to follow that rules. What are those rules? These rules we are going to call as normal form rules. And we have these rules with the different categories or different forms, the different sections. And these sections we are going to say forms, normal forms. We have three normal forms basically, guys. We are going to discuss those three normal forms. Normal form 1, normal form 2 and normal form 3. Total 3 normal forms. Normal form 1 is having some specific rules. Normal form 2 is having some other rules. Normal form 3 is having some different rules. So we are going to see these normal forms. How these normal forms we can check it out. So now just give me a minute, guys. So now here let me show you that normal forms. Here we have these normal forms. I already written the notes, guys, and I will walk you through that notes and I will make you understand very well, definitely. See now here, guys, we have the normal form 1, normal form 2, normal form 3, and these normal forms, all these normal form 1, normal form 2, normal form 3 is nothing but rules. Normal form 1 is having 2 rules. Normal form 2 is having 2 rules. Normal form 3 is having 2 rules. Which rules you are following while designing the database? It's nothing but while making sure, while designing the tables with the specific column names, what are the rules, which normal form rules you are following. So if I follow the normal form 1 rules, then I can say my database is in a normal form 1. Which rules we are following while designing the tables? Designing the table means while deciding the tables, what tables are there and what are those columns, what is their data type, what is the size, what are the keys, all that you are going to design the database. While designing the database, which rules you are following? Normal form 1 rules or normal form 2 rules or normal form 3 rules? Which rules we are following? Based on that, we can say that the database is in that normal form level, in that level of the normal form. See now here, normalization is nothing but set of rules we are going to apply while designing or creating the database tables. And these rules will help us to decide what columns we need to keep it with the tables, what columns, and how to store the data. That is also will define by using these normal form rules, how to store the data also. So all these rules are categorized with different normal forms. We have the rules and all these rules are categorized with the different normal forms, and these rules will tell us what columns need to keep within the table and how to store the data in the tables. We are not going to store the data however I like I can store. No, that is not correct way. It will not do that. It will not take that. So there are some proper ways we are going to store the data in the tables. Always there are the recommendations. We are not going to store the data however we feel and however we think, right? We should not do that. We have to follow some ways. Okay, based on that only we are going to get the data. So now here, guys, we are going to see that one. So normal form 1, this is normal form 1. There are 2 rules are there. Just read these rules, guys, and we can discuss more and more about these rules. Okay, no problem. We are going to discuss in detail and we'll do that. So these are the 2 rules in the normal form 1. Guys, in most of the time we have to be aware of these normal form rules, and you know that in some of the interviews people will also put some questions around these normal forms. Normal form 1 is having 2 rules, and make sure a table should not contain duplicate column names. When you are going to create one table, in that table there should not be 2 more than one column with the same name. You see that now here this is employee table or product table. All these column names are unique. There is no column name repeated. This is employee ID, EID, E-name, E-cell. Similar way, this is a P product table, and here we have 4 columns: PID, P-name, price, color. These are the 4 columns are unique. There is no column name is repeated twice in these tables. So the first rule is passed by these 2 tables. These 2 tables are passed with the first rule. And second rule is, don't store grouped or multi values in your table. Make sure to store values as much as small in a separate columns. What does it mean? See that guys, grouped values means, grouped or multi values means, what does it mean? See that guys, in employee table, you see that employee name, and we can still split this employee name with the 3 parts. This is the first name, and middle name, and last name. So this is what we are going to say multi values. This is what we are going to say multi value or grouped value, whatever it is. Yeah, we can specify. And here still we can this employee name, the way you are storing here employee name. So this is not right way. We can still split this value into again 3 separate columns. So now here, that's why we are having one note here guys. Always see now here, always make sure to store the atomic values in your table. Atomic values means split that value as much as smaller. Split that. See now the employee names we can split as much as smaller. Here the employee name, first name, middle name, last name. Split this. So now still we can split this employee name column into 3 separate columns. That's what first name, middle name, last name. In the first name we can store Mike. Can I split this first name into further? We can't split it further. We can't split na. So that's what here. So this is the way we are storing the data. This is not recommended. Why it is not recommended? All that we can see the examples. So now similar way here, this is a similar way, and here also you see that color column also showing grouped values. That is what multi values. So laptops are coming up with what type of colors guys? Black, white, silver. 3 colors. And these are now, these 3 colors are nothing but 3 values. This is one value, this is another value, and this is another value. We are storing 3 values in this column. This is not right way. Why sir? Why this is not right way? This table is having grouped values in the E-name column, and similar way this P product table also, this table is also having grouped values in a color column. So that's why these 2 tables are failed second rule. These 2 tables are passed first rule but failed in a second rule. So how do you, so why sir, why it is failed? What is the problem if we have the multi values in a column? Because it will affect the insert and delete operations. How? Guys, you tell me why we are using insert operation, insert command against a table. If you want to add a new data to the database table, we are going to use the insert statement, right? Add a new record or new data, or update statement, or not update, delete. Why we are using delete guys? I want to remove something from the database, remove that, remove data from the table, then we are going to use delete command. Update. So the existing data, already salary is there 2000. I want to modify that salary to 2500. In that case we are using updates. Already there is some values are there. We want to modify that value. Black is there. I want to instead of black I will say light black. Instead of black color I will say light black. So something like that. So I have that product delivery status is 0. I want to make it to 1. Instead of 0 I want, so now I want to change the status to 1 now. So in this case that's where we are going to use the update statement. So modify, change existing value, not modify, change existing value. Already one value is there. I want to replace that value with another value because that value is no more is valid. So employee salary is 2000 and that 2000 is no more valid. Instead of 2000 I want to put it at 2500. So in that case we are using update statements. So now the problem is we can't perform these 2 operations when we are storing the data like this in a multi values. Why? Let me show you. I am going to show you. So now here the question is, see this guys, the column color started storing the grouped values. If a column stored grouped values, then it will affect the insert and delete commands. Why it will affect and how it will affect, we'll see that. So now here guys, can we run insert command to put new color gray for laptops? Guys, now here the question is, this is what my question, just read this question guys. Can we run insert command? That means, can I write one insert command to put a new color gray for the laptops? Because I started manufacturing that new color laptops, gray color laptops, and I want to put this gray color to this table. How did you put? So to put, this is a new data guys, absolutely new data. This is new color. We are not going to replace this color with all, so whatever colors are already there, black, white, silver, I am going to continue these colors. I am not going to say replace. But this is a new color. I want add this new color to my database table. Adding data to the table is always done by insert operations. But here, how did you run the insert statement to add this color, gray color, to the laptop? Can you tell me guys? How did you run that insert command? Can someone type that in chat window? How did you write insert command? That insert command should be able to put this gray color besides to here. Black comma, white comma, silver comma, gray. How did you get that? So that's why here we can't run insert command. See, the problem is when I am trying to put a new color to the laptops, this insert will not support guys, right? I want to put that gray color here, a silver comma gray. I am going to add a new color, but the problem here is we can't, insert will not support, because the way we are storing the colors in this table, because of that way the insert command will not support. Usually when we are adding a new data to the table, we have to run the insert command. But here, because of the way we are storing the colors in this table, because of that, the insert command is not supporting us to put this gray color besides to this silver. This is the problem. Then how do you do this now? Now you tell me guys, how do I add this gray color over here then? Insert will not work. Then how? Update statement. We are going to use update statement to put this. How do we use that update statement here? We can't use insert statement to put a new color. That is what, besides to the existing color, we have to use update command like this. Update pre-product set color equal to black comma white comma silver comma gray, where PID equal to 1. This statement will help to put gray color besides to silver. But here, that is the problem. That's what the problem. No? But here we are adding a new color. Because of the way you are storing, because of only the problem is because the way we are storing the data in this column, because of that way we are unable to run the insert statement. And we are depending on update statement. Update statement, the purpose of update statement is completely different, right? It's not for adding the new data. Update statement is for replacing the one of the value with another value. That's what the update statement. So now here price is 20,000 each laptop. Now I want to make it 30,000. Then update statement is fine. Replace that. But here I am not replacing anything. I am going to add a new color. Adding the new color is always done by insert statement. But because the way we are storing the colors here, insert statement will not support. Update statement only. So here what is the problem, sir? The way we are storing this data is not correct. Because when I am trying to add a new color, I am unable to run insert statement. I am depending on update statement. Actually the usage of update statement is different. Okay guys, so this is what the problem. And this problem we are going to calling as insert anomaly. We can call this problem as insert anomaly. So we'll see that. And similar way size. So now I stopped manufacturing. Can we run the delete command to delete the color black and pink for the product shoes? So I have the shoes product. I want to delete these two. I want to remove these two colors because I stopped manufacturing shoes with the color black and pink. I want to remove. How did we remove? Again delete will not work. Delete command, we can't write delete command, right? Delete from product table where ID equal to 2. If I say that, then entire record will be gone. I want to remove only these two colors. Keep this white as it is, black and pink only. These two colors products I am going to stop manufacturing, but I am going to continue with the white. And in this case also, we are going to depending on update statement. We are unable to run delete command to delete these two records. So we have to use update command. This is the problem again. This is the problem again. So again we are running update command to perform this. So now after executing this update command, then we will see only white color here. So now here we are unable to write insert and delete commands when we need to add a new color and deleting the existing color in the table, in the colors column, in the existing color in the table. So this is called, so these are situations we are going to calling as insert anomaly and delete anomaly. So these are the problems, guys. This is not at all recommended to store multi-values because of insert and delete anomaly. The first questions in interviews people will ask, what is the insert anomaly, what is the delete anomaly? Insert anomaly means when we are trying to add a new data to the table, insert command will not support. That's what insert anomaly. Okay guys, this is fine. So it is not recommended to store the grouped or multi-values in the tables due to insert and delete anomaly. This is not at all recommended. So then how do we store then? The same data I want to store it in. The same data I want to store. How do we store that? So now we are going to see the same data we can store like this. But duplicate values are there. So same value is repeated multiple times. We are going to overcome this issue again with another normal forms, other normal forms, guys. Okay, don't worry. So we are going to see that one later. So now here this is what product ID is, and this is the product name and the price and the color. So now see here how I am storing. So in this case I don't have that column names are repeated, and I can see that there is no multi-values or grouped values in this table. I am not storing everywhere single value. So I can say that this table is following both rules in the normal form 1. So we can say that this table is in a normal form 1. I am going to say that this table is following both rules in from a normal form 1. So we can say that this table is in a normal form 1. So can I run, sir? Sir, now here I started manufacturing new color laptops. That is what gray color. Can I add a new color here? Yes. By using the insert statement, we can simply put like this: insert into p-product values 1, laptop, 20,000, gray. One more color with one more record. New color with the same laptop record with the new color. We can add. We can run. Sir, can we delete that? Can we run the delete command to delete the colors black and pink for the product shoes? For the product shoes, black and pink. So now I am going to run this delete command to delete these two records, because I am not going to manufacturing black and pink color shoes. So now here delete from products where PID equal to 2 and the color in a black and pink. Either you say like this, both queries are same, guys. So delete from P product where PID equal to 2 and color in a black pink. And bring the employee table in order to satisfy the rules in a normal form 1. So how did you bring this table into the normal form 1 rules? Because I am going to split these column values into multiple columns. You see this now, guys. So here in these two situations, both tables are not in a normal form 1 because normal form 2 rule is failed. So now I already brought this database table into the normal form 1 by storing that these colors in a separate records. And what about this table? We are going to bring this table into normal form 1 by splitting this name, employee name, into 3 separate columns: first name, middle name and last name. 3 separate columns. You see that now? We did the same thing here. See that? So employee ID, employee name, first name, middle name, last name, and this is what the salary. Guys, so this is what the normal form 1 rules. So now this table is in a normal form 1. We can't split this first name again, right? So there is no chance of splitting these first name values and middle name and last name. So this is the reason, guys. You see that everywhere a table will contain all small values into separate columns. All small values into separate columns. Don't split further, guys, all the time. Okay. So wherever it is possible to split that value into small pieces, go ahead and split it. But sir, can I split this last name? First two characters in a separate column and the next characters. This is not make sense, right? Then why we need to split this last name in further again? I mean, this is not make sense to split this last name anymore, because we are going to use this last name, whole name as it is every time. We are not going to use the first two characters like that, right? We don't do that actually. Okay. So this is what bringing the tables to the normal form 1 rules, the importance of the normal form 1 rules. And the next rule is normal form 2. The next one is normal form 2, and again this is having two more rules, guys. What are those two rules here? I know that the first rule is okay, fine. First rule is saying that your table should follow all the rules in a normal form 1. In the normal form 1, what are those rules? Column name should be unique, and that the table should not contain any multi-value data, grouped data. So now this table is not having multi-value data, and all these column names are unique. You see the trainer name, subject, experience and age. All these column names are unique. So I can say that this table is in a normal form 1. That means this table is passed all the normal form 1 rules. That means the first rule in a normal form 2 is passed. The first rule in a normal form 2 is passed. What about the second rule? The second rule is saying that all prime attributes, all non-prime attributes should depends on all prime attributes, all non-prime attributes. What is this meaning of attribute? First of all, what is the meaning of attributes? What is the prime attributes? What are the non-prime attributes? That is what we are going to discuss on the next session, that is on tomorrow. So now here, guys, we are going to stop this normal form here, and we are jumping on to the keys concept. Keys. So from that keys, we can understand what is the prime attribute and what is the non-prime attribute. What is the meaning of prime attribute and what is the meaning of non-prime attribute. Because I don't want to discuss these normal forms further now, because first we need to understand this rule clearly. Then only you could understand the normal form 3 rules as well. So in order to understand this rule clearly, we have to jump onto the keys concept now. Keys. What is the meaning of keys and what are the keys are there. And next session we will continue this normal form 2 rules after we understand keys. So now I am going to save this file. Let's save this file, and I am going to close this one, guys. I don't need this file anymore. And now we are moving on to the keys. What is the keys? And this keys is very, very important, and this is also very interesting concept, guys, these keys. And we are going to identify what is the meaning of key in a database. And first we will discuss something with not with the database. So let's have it in a generalized group. So let's say this is all the employees, guys, in my office. These all employees in my office. So now okay, I want to meet one person. So now here I want to meet one guy. So I went to the receptionist and I asked her, so can you provide the details of Smith? This is the question I asked the receptionist. Can you provide the details of Smith? I want to meet him. Yes, sure. They will say that yes, I can, let me try. So they will start searching for the Smith, the name. They will start searching for the employee with the name Smith, but they will find out, no, sorry, there are two people out there in this company. There are two people are there with the same name Smith. So they will say that no, there are two people out there with the same name Smith. Can you provide more details? Which is Smith you want to meet? So now again I am going to say that okay, his salary is 1,000. Again what she will say that, again the receptionist will reply that no boss, both Smiths are having same salary 1,000. Can you please give me some more details? Which Smith you want to meet? Because you said name and as well as you said salary, but two people are there, sir, with the same name and same salary, same name Smith, and both those two people are having same salaries. Then which Smith you want to meet? And I am going to say that his department is 1211. But again the funny thing is here, both people are in the same department. There is I mean we can't say no, right? In the same company, in the same department with the same name, two people with the same name are having same salaries may work, of course may work. No company will be going to put a rule in the same department there should not be two people with the same name and same salary. There is no rules like that, guys. It is expected. In the same department there will be two people with the same salaries. Maybe, of course. It is expected. Okay, fine. So I given the department name. Still receptionist is unable to locate the particular person. Receptionist is getting two people with this name, Smith with the salary 1000 with the department ID 1211. So now here again what I am going to do, I need to provide some more details until we identified the right person. So next I give a phone number. When I given the phone number, this phone number is different for this Smith and for this Smith the phone numbers are different. So that's why they are able to get that Smith, which is Smith I want to meet. So this is what the phone number, that's Smith. So this is Smith phone number is unique. So that's why we are able to get this is Smith. That's why reception is able to get that Smith. So now you tell me, guys, so what are all the details you have used so far to identify the Smith? So in this case we have used what details? First I use a name, I am unable to locate, and then I use a salary, and then I use a department ID, and then I use a phone number to get the details of a specific employee. So all these columns together we are going to calling as a key. Which columns data you have used, guys? First I use name, salary, department ID, phone number. All these four columns I used. So we are going to all these four columns are together is a one key. For suppose, guys, let's assume one of your friend is staying in one of the PG, just assume, and you want to meet your friend. Okay, you want to meet your friend. Let's say your friend name is ABC, your friend name. So you went to that PG and you want to meet that guy ABC, and what you will do in the first, there will be the owner or somebody else, right? And what you will do, you will simply ask, my friend is staying in this PG, in your PG, so I want to meet my friend. And immediately they will ask, what is your friend name? My friend name is ABC. So I'm sorry, there are more people are there with the same name ABC. Which person you really want to meet? So now I'm going to tell that, okay, he's from Kerala. I'm going to tell that. I'm going to give some more details to identify that guy. Okay, he is from Kerala and his name is ABC. But again, the owner is replying, sorry, there are four people are there from Kerala with the same name. Which one you want to meet among those four people? Then again I will say that, okay, his height is 5.8, more than, close to 6 feet. I'm sorry. Again, two people are there with the same height, sir. Same name ABC, from same state Kerala, same height 6 feet, two people are there. Whom you want to meet? Between those two people, whom you want to meet? And again I am going to say that, he is working on a so-and-so company. He is working on a so-and-so. Or else I can give that, he is leaving that easy every day in the morning 4 o'clock because he is having the shift. He is leaving the easy early morning 4 o'clock. See that, guys, what details I am providing to identify my friend, to identify whom I am going to meet. What details we are provided so far? Name and the state, from which state he is from, and his height. See, some more details we are providing, and his office timings. For suppose there is matching people are there, and those two people are leaving for the office at the approximately same time 4 o'clock daily. Then again that issue. Then again I will say that, he is using some Royal Enfield bike, or some other bike, or he is having 4-wheeler car. So some more details we are providing, right, to identify a person. All these details we are going to calling as a key. All these details we are going to calling as a key details. So now here, guys, in this case we have used name column, salary column, DEPT ID and a phone number. In this case we have used name, salary, DEPT ID and phone number. And these four columns we are going to say key column. Key. These four columns together is a key. Don't say that keys. We should not say keys, guys. We have to say key. That's it. A key can be one column or more than one column, up to maximum 16 columns. We are not going to use more than 60 columns as inside a one key. Okay, this is fine. So now here, guys, this is what the key. It can be a single column or combination of multiple columns, which helps to identify a record from the table. That is what the key. And now here we can put maximum 16 columns, guys, inside one key. Maximum, not more than that. 16 columns. It is not. It is not. It will not allow us to practically create a key on the table if we are going to put more than 16 columns in a key. Okay, this is fine. And here we see that, guys, how many columns we can put maximum in a key? We can use that maximum 16 columns. So now I'm keep on giving the details to the receptionist, and the receptionist keep on saying no. Lot of people are there with matching data. So I given 16 details, and finally, I'm sorry, I can't track it for you. That's what they will give us, because we need to provide the right key. Here I am talking about the right key, right details. If you give all these type of name or salaries or departments, so maybe people are matching, people will be there. If you give something like phone number or something like email ID or something like employee ID, sir, I know employee ID, then that is really good. Or else I know the phone number, sir. Directly give phone number, not first place. Why you giving our name or salary, department ID, all that? You can give just a phone number, that's enough. You can give, or else you can give email ID, that is enough. Or else give both phone number and email ID, that is also enough. Or give only employee ID to the receptionist, that is also good. Or give both employee ID and name, still they can locate, because based on name, even though if you give name, no harm. Anyway, employee ID is there, it will pull the data. Or give that employee ID and salary. Or give that employee name, department ID, phone number, these three. Okay, no problem. Or else give that employee name and only email ID. By using email IDs are unique. By using email ID also we can identify that guy whom you are talking about. Because every employee email ID is unique. And every employee phone number is unique. And every employee ID is unique, employee IDs. So any combination of the columns which is helping us to identify a record, we are going to call that combination as a super key. You see that now here, guys, super keys. So you can take any of these combination. Let's take only employee ID. That is also enough. So if I say that receptionist so and so is the employee ID, they can easily track that employee. Or else I given the phone number, just only phone number. I want to meet one person. His phone number is this one. That's it. And a receptionist can easily locate that guy, because phone numbers are unique. No two employees will have same phone numbers, right? So if you give me the phone number, I can tell you who is that student, because all students are having different phone numbers. If you give me the name of the student, let's say we have the students, 2 or 3 students are there with the same name, Amit. We have 2 or 3 students are there, guys. So if you say that, sir, I want to meet your student Amit, but there are 3 people are there, sir. How can which Amit I can call? And give their phone number, or else give their email ID. Because based on phone number and email ID, I can locate them easily. Right? So this is what, guys, we are going to verifying. So now here, okay, I don't want, okay, that's fine. So which details we are providing, that's very important. So now here, and then next email ID is also work, and the employee ID and name, these 2 details I given to the reception. Still it will work, because employee ID is there anyway. And the name, salary, department ID and the phone number I given. Name, salary, department ID and email ID I given in this combination. It will also work because email ID is there. And salary and phone number, it will also work. Any combination of the columns, guys, which is working, which is going to get the unique data, that combination, each combination we can say super keys. See that employee ID, only this column alone one super key. Phone number, this column alone one super key. Email ID, this column alone one super key. And EID and name, this column alone one super key. And these 4 columns together is one super key. These 2 columns together is one super key. And phone number and email ID, these 2 columns together is one super key. See these many. So I just prepared a few of the super keys. Any combination of these columns we can say that is a super key. That's it. You can put, there is no restrictions, guys. You can put any columns, but up maximum 16 columns. Don't put more than 16. Here I said only 4 columns. This is one super key, contains 4 columns. One super key, guys. One key. So now we prepared that list of the super keys. From this list of the super keys, we are going to identify the candidate keys. How did we identify the candidate keys? That's what we are going to discuss in the next session. Super keys and candidate keys. The next session we are going to discussing primary keys. Okay, and we are going to see how to decide which one is the candidate key. I have so many super keys are there. I prepared so many super keys from the table. But within that, so among all those super keys, we have to identify one key. Not one key, we have to identify the candidate keys. That's what we'll discuss on tomorrow session, next session. The reason how to identify what is a candidate key and what is the primary key, all that. Okay.